Major developments coming in this morning as well, and we do have some more breaking updates that we're tracking now. There are some more visuals that are coming in, and on your screens, as you can see, Nicolas Maduro being escorted into Manhattan's DEA office. Trump earlier shared a photo of Maduro blindfolded on board the USS Iwo Jima. President Trump says that the US is going to run Venezuela until such time as we can do a safe, proper and judicious transition. I have with me Ambassador Pradeep Kapoor, former diplomat, joining us on the broadcast. So thank you so much for taking the time to sit with us here in the morning. Of course, some major developments coming in. We now have visuals of Venezuelan President Maduro being handcuffed, being taken to the Drug Enforcement Authorities, the US Drug Enforcement Authorities office, and being escorted by US officials. And as we were just speaking about, how do you view this, these visuals that are coming in? What sort of a messaging does this put out? What is the US also trying to convey? Because regardless of what people have said about him being an illegitimate leader, he is still the leader of a foreign power. So how do you view these visuals and all of this that is being put forward for the world to watch?
Well, this is a very alarming development from the global perspective, and it has a lot of implications for the future because there is a paradigm shift. You are sort of putting allegations against a president of a foreign country who's currently in power, and you are doing it in your country. You're not doing it in an international arena, in an international court, or in the United Nations. Then you are indicting him on charges of drugs or whatever charges there can be. There is no validation of those charges by any other country or power or entity or legal organization. Thereafter, you go and abduct the current president of a sovereign country, and you then bring him back to your country to be tried according to your laws in your courts by your judges under your jurisdiction. So this is sort of transgressing many red lines, and it is going to become very difficult for America to defend its actions in front of the global community. That is why hardly any of its allies from the Western countries have supported this action. Something similar had happened in the case of Manuel Noriega from Panama about over 30 years back. But that time, the world didn't have internet, the world didn't have this access. The computers were just coming in, etc. There was no mobile phones. So the news was just through the media and through the radio and television channels. So the reactions were able to be controlled to a much greater extent. The narrative spread was much easier. Now, with the current exposure all over the world, the legitimacy of the US actions will be very, very massively questioned all over the world. And it is basically a statement saying that might is right. If I have the power to, take into custody any foreign leader and bring him to the US to try him out, just because I'm powerful, it's a transgression of all international law, international norms, international ethics. So it basically also gives a free pass to other countries to do take similar actions. For example, if China were to do something similar in Taiwan, the US would have no standing to challenge that because they have already done something worse themselves. So it is going to impact the world. It is going to impact USA very seriously for many years to come. And I don't know how they will cope with that because the international bodies are quite powerless to raise their voice, so they will never approve such an action because it is against the sovereignty of a country. And how they manage the country, because wherever the US has intervened in the past also, in most cases, it has become a very big mess in that country. And that country has become a sort of a basket case. It has become a hub of terrorism. That country has fallen into a massive anarchy, etc., and disruptions. So something similar may happen in Venezuela. A functional country or a semi-functional country, you are reducing to utter ruin and chaos and anarchy. So you are creating more and more difficulties for the world. So how do you justify such actions? It is not going to be easy. And then economically also, it is, you are justifying it on the basis of taking the oil back to your own country and to selling it to the world, etc. There is very little sort of, possibility for the world to buy those sort of arguments. So it is a development which is very serious. Also, the domestic implications are going to be more and more profound. The elections are due in November 2026. How the Republicans fare in these elections and whether the Democrats win the House and the Senate, and what next steps are there thereafter, in the sense, will there be impeachment of the president, will there be any other actions, is all up in the air if the Republicans lose. So the Congress has lost its standing, its power. Earlier, no such action could have been taken without Congress approval. Now, more and more such actions are being taken just by an executive fiat. So the Congress will also have to sort of see how to deal with this in the future. So if the House majority changes hands, then there will be further, a lot of questioning and a lot of curtailment of the powers of the president for the future. So there are a lot of things which have been opened up for scrutiny in terms of the powers of other countries to intervene into any other country on any pretext. They had used other pretexts for other countries, like the famous case of weapons of mass destruction being made by Saddam Hussein where none existed. And the country is in absolute shambles now. So, so many things have happened in the past, but it seems that we in America never seem to learn from all our past mistakes. And we keep on making more and more serious mistakes as we go along into the future without any great strategic thinking as to what are the next steps, what is to follow, how we have to make a situation better and not make it much worse than what it already is. Thank you.